A top Biden diplomat says the administration is, quote, very, very close, quote, worried by Iran's progress toward nuclear weapons grade uranium. At a congressional hearing, Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Colin Kahl said Iran could make enough fissile material for one nuclear bomb in about 12 days, down from the estimated 1 year it would have taken when the nuclear Iran deal was in effect. About this Iran deal, Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel said this back in 2018.
Iran lied. Big time. After signing the nuclear deal in 2015, Iran intensified its efforts to hide its secret nuclear file. In 2017, Iran moved its nuclear weapons files to a highly secret location in Tehran. A few weeks ago, in a great intelligence achievement, Israel obtained half a ton of the material inside these vaults. And here's what we got. It's based on lies. It's based on Iranian lies and Iranian deception. 100,000 files right here prove that they lied.
And the Los Angeles Times reports that a man charged with the hate-motivated shootings of 2 Jewish men in LA was on the FBI's radar before the attacks.
This morning, prosecutors in my office filed federal hate crime charges against the man who allegedly committed these 2 horrific acts.
In 2 separate shootings, 2 Jewish men were shot leaving synagogues this week here in the Pico Robertson area. A man in his 40s shot Wednesday morning, and a man in his 70s shot Thursday morning.
Definitely does not make me feel safe, and also I would say it does not make me feel safe to go even to my temple.
Police arrested the suspect, 28-year-old Jamie Tran, in Riverside County Thursday evening. Authorities seized a rifle and a handgun. According to investigators, Tran has a history of anti-Semitism. Admitting to investigators, he looked up kosher markets on Yelp and decided to shoot someone in the area.
Now, in the year before the shootings, Jamie Tran had been charged with carrying a loaded firearm and was investigated after threatening and racist messages were sent to former dental school classmates. How Tran slipped through the FBI's threat tracking system, despite suggestions that he posed a considerable and perhaps deadly danger, remains under investigation by the FBI, close quote, says the Los Angeles Times. Joining me to discuss this is Democrat, former New York legislator, and founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism, Dov Hikind. Dov, always nice to hear from you. Dov, the world is focused on Putin and on Iran, understandably so. Where's the attention on how close Iran is to getting a nuke?
Look, I think there is no question. Well, first of all, there's nothing that Iran says that can be trusted. You know, the truth and Iran, they don't go together. So, the fact is that Iran is moving towards a nuclear weapon. Whether they are 2 weeks away, a week, or 3 or 4 weeks, the bottom line is a world where Iran has nuclear weapons is a world where no one is safe. Number one, of course, Israel. I mean, you have a regime that has said very point blank, they don't hide it, they don't pretend. They say point blank that they want to destroy the Jewish state, destroy the Jewish people.
Dov, they say death to Israel. They say death to America. Why aren't we concerned? Where's the anger? Where's the outrage? Where's the interest?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, look, very serious situation. Iran, they believe that we are weak. They don't believe that the United States is going to do anything regardless. And I agree. I don't think the Biden administration is focused on Iran. I mean, there are still people in the Biden administration who think they can get a deal with Iran, which is so preposterous, so ridiculous. I mean, let's remember, Iran spreads its hate, its violence, its terror, literally throughout the world. And they, Larry, they do it openly. They don't hide any of this. And I mean, they think we're stupid here in America or the Biden administration. The only country that will act in due time, and it could happen anytime, Larry, anytime, will be the government of Israel, because they understand what a nuclear weapon means in terms of the state of Israel, the Jewish people. And they will not, they cannot take a chance. They cannot play a game with Iran. So we could wake up at any time, Larry, with with an attack upon Iran. And again,
General Patton famously said, the idea of war is not to die for your country, it's to get the other poor SOB to die for his. When the other poor SOB wants to die for his, how do you fight that? And why, again, I say the same thing over and over again, Dov, when you and I talk, why aren't you concerned about that? The left hates religious zealots, but a group of people who believe that death promotes you to Allah, 72 brown-eyed versions, that doesn't bother you?
Right. Unfortunately, there are people in the administrations, professionals, experts, they call them, who will tell you that the rhetoric, you can't really look at the rhetoric. They really don't mean it. This is the way they speak. Trust Iran on this. They hate Israel. They hate the United States of America. They hate the American people. They are a dangerous, dangerous country. And the only way to deal with them, Larry, is for America to be tough, for Iran to believe. They need to believe that America will act.
Got a question for you. Are you concerned with stock market volatility?
Markets closing in on their worst year since the financial crisis.
Since 2020, the Dow closed down more than 1,100 points.
Financial markets had their worst day since the start of the pandemic.
Do you really trust this economy?
The U.S. economy could be headed for a recession.
Tonight, the alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest level in nearly 40 years.
What if you can invest in a portfolio with a high fixed rate of return that's not correlated to the stock market? Well, you can turn your monthly income on or off, compound it, whatever you choose, and get this, there is no loss of principal if you need your money back, and absolutely no fees. Just log on to investyrefy.com. Folks, I personally invest with my own money with YRefi. So log on to investyrefy.com or call 888-YREFI24. That's 888-YREFI24.
Right now, I don't think they believe that. So there's a lot happening, Larry, all over the world. The situation with Ukraine. Right. I mean, these are tough and difficult times for the world at large. When you have countries like Iran and Russia and China, anything these countries say, lying is part of their truth. When they lie, they're telling the truth in their own eyes.
Right.
And very, very dangerous, Larry.
And Dov, as you know, in the religion, lying to advance your interests is perfectly acceptable. It's not even called lying. You have an obligation to do it.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. I mean, I remember, when we were dealing with Yasser Arafat, the notorious murderer of so many innocent people all over the world. He was making peace with Israel, and he was saying one thing to the Western media and talking to his own people and basically saying, don't believe any of that. Don't believe the things I'm saying on American television. We have one goal, and lying and cheating and doing all that. That's for Allah. That's part of what we are permitted to do for the ultimate goal, whether it's the destruction of Israel or America.
And Dov, not just permitted, obligated.
Right. Absolutely.
So what is Israel going to do about this?
Well, I am telling you, there is no question in my mind that as we speak, they are planning to take action unless something changes in the coming days. That's why I'm telling you, it's not like I know something that the world doesn't know. But we could wake up tomorrow morning or a week from now, 2 weeks from now, with a major attack to destroy the nuclear facilities in Iran. So, and they have no choice. They really have no choice. Iran having a nuclear weapon, oh my God, I think everybody understands how dangerous that is. The difference is acting, doing something. And Iran does not believe that the European Union or the United States, the Biden administration, is really prepared, that we are sending a clear message that we will destroy those nuclear reactors. They don't believe that. They do believe that Israel will do it. I just hope that the United States, Israel, and the democratic countries are on the same page. As I said, difficult, very difficult times for the world.
Dov, before we leave this topic, I'm watching a lot of media, reading a lot of newspapers about the closeness that Iran is to getting a nuke. And what I'm hearing is essentially, if they don't say it out loud, they're saying, had Donald Trump kept us into the Iran deal, this wouldn't be the crisis it is right now. And as Bibi Netanyahu pointed out years ago, they were lying. They were cheating. They weren't abiding by the deal.
Precisely. I mean, it's always an excuse. Donald Trump is the perfect person to blame for anything you want to blame. It's always Donald Trump. But you are absolutely correct. The deal we made, that the Democrats made way back during the Obama administration, that was not a deal. That was appeasement. That was a sellout. Giving them, you give billions and tens of billions and $100 billion to a regime that uses that money to murder innocent people all over the world. And while they are doing that, they laugh at you and they continue their nuclear program. I mean, we should not be fools. The American government should not be made up of a bunch of fools. Right now, as you and I are speaking, there are people in the Biden administration who are still making a last moment attempt to make a deal with this terrorist regime.
Okay, let's talk about Los Angeles. How does this guy he's on FBI's radar. FBI says the biggest threat to America internally are white supremacists. But this guy, who's made anti-Semitic threats before, gets caught with firearms on a campus, roaming free, no problem. What's going on?
Well, it makes us all wonder at a time like this when the Jewish community in particular feels very threatened. We just had a number of days ago, it was announced to the world that literally days of hate and rage against the Jewish people, causing havoc within the Jewish community, causing people not to go to synagogue because they were afraid to go to their synagogue. United States of America, my God. And then you have the FBI. Look, we all grew up loving the FBI. The FBI was the perfect police organization to protect America. But there have been so many issues with the FBI. And here you have a situation, Larry, exactly as you point out. They have this information. They know this guy is dangerous. The guy is charged with illegal weapons. We know the things that he was talking about. He was literally, what do you have to do? You have to murder Jews before anything happens? Is that what's required? It seems that way. Something needs to be done, that we don't wait for the tragedy to happen before we act. Here was a perfect case. This guy was out there to cause havoc. By the way, I still, in all the reporting of this story, we still have no clue. Why did he hate Jews? What was his issue? What was his problem with Jews? The people he shot, the two people he shot, he didn't know who they were. He never had a conversation with them. But you know what they had in common, these two people? They were of the Jewish faith. Right. And that's all that mattered to this terrorist. Jews, we got to kill those Jews.
It's called Jew hatred. It's called antisemitism, something that you fight all the time. Dov Hikind, as always, thank you very much for coming on. God bless.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Larry.
What's that? The great Eldersky has in his baby brown libertarian fingers a pair of My Pillow, My Slippers. I do. And they come in different colors and they come in different styles. So if you don't like this one, I can't imagine why. You can choose a different style. All you have to do is call the number on your screen or go to mypillow.com, promo code ELDER. And this, of course, is the thing that started it all, the MyPillow, or is that redundant? And now there's a MyPillow 2.0. You've never slept on anything more comfortable. All you have to do is call the number on your screen or go to mypillow.com, promo code ELDER. And by the way, there are over 100 products. This is the 6-pack set of towels, as you can see, that work. Why? Mike found out that they put some chemical in this stuff to make towels. So you go to these stores, you see towels that look good, feel good, but they don't work. They don't absorb the water. These actually work. They absorb the water. They come, of course, in different colors. There are over 100 products that you can get on MyPillow by calling that number or by going to mypillow.com. And finally, this is the Giza Dream Bedsheet. Giza is an area of Egypt where the finest cotton in the world can be found. And Mike scoured around the world to make sure that was the case. Mine is in white because, after all, I am the black face of white supremacy, but you're not. You may want a different color. And of course, they come in different sizes because beds come in different sizes. Again, over 100 products. Call the number on your screen or go to mypillow.com, promo code ELDER. That's mypillow.com, promo code ELDER. Now, I know you enjoy the show, so please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and scroll down and get on our mailing list, because for what reasons that confound us, every now and then, YouTube has an issue with our videos. I don't know why, but to make sure you don't miss any, get on our mailing list. Also, you see that round donate button, hit that, throw a little something in the tip jar to make sure we can still give you hard-hitting programming. Remember, Larry with Epoch.com, Larry with EPOCH.com. I'm Larry Elder. This has been the Larry Elder Show for Epoch Times. Remember, we've got a country to save. I'll see you next time.